Now, I had the great opportunity to listen to Gary Vaynerchuk speak at an industry conference in like February or March of 2016. And at this time, I had just really gotten involved onto Twitter, and I'd already read Crush It, and really liked his style of speaking. And so when he was there, I realized, although professionally I was in a very heavy compliance business, I needed to figure a way to be me and to have a personal brand, or to allow my reputation be seen online. And so during that time, I was studying for some exams. And so I really didn't get hot and heavy until probably about October of 2016. And I was, consuming a lot of the daily vlog, or the Gary Vee, and understanding what is he doing and how can I mimic some of that. And so ultimately what I realized, if anyone recalls 2016, especially in that month of October, prior to that, if you were online at all, and the election was going on, and it was very heated, and there was just a lot of negativity that was existing out there. And so I decided to throw out my own positivity out there, because I knew that I was this, cockeyed optimist, and I knew that I could have a different spin on life. And not that it's all rainbows and unicorns, just that the different struggles that we are going through right now in a short period of time, they might be difficult, they're hard to deal with. At the same time, if we understand that there is life as we go throughout each day, that we might look back and say, that horrible thing that I went through actually was paving a way for me to be strong in order to handle this other thing, or gave me an amazing amount of perspective and understanding what I went through now and years down the road. And so what I had done was I made a video, and it was one that came from the context of I had a dollar bill, and I said, I don't have one right now in my pocket, and I said, what's a dollar bill worth? $1. And I said, let's say I get this dollar bill, and I crumple it up and I throw it in the mud, and I say, you're a piece of garbage, you're junk, and I kind of rip it a little bit, and it's all tattered and torn, it's all just dirty and filthy. What's a dollar bill worth? Still $1. And that's exactly like the human soul. They're talked to horribly. Sometimes it could be some internal, other times it's external. Sometimes it's family, it's friends, it's acquaintances that doubt them, that fill their head full of garbage and doubt. And the human soul, for me, is of infinite worth. And so I posted that video. And for me, a friend of mine responded, and he had said, I've been watching your story over the last few years, or several years, and I've always been amazed at what you've been doing, and talking to your folks down here in Houston. And I don't know if you made this video for me, but it totally hit home. I really, really appreciate you making this video. And that was literally fuel on the fire. It like blew up. I ended up making, I think, like 50 videos that weekend, uploading it onto YouTube, and it just started moving. And so what I realized then is that although I wanted to have this, leave a legacy for my children, but once you get beyond, your own immediate family, you start looking at wanting to serve and help other people. And one of the things that I do know about me is that I love people. And I know we're all flawed. We all are. We're all stuck with something that we don't like about ourselves. I got lazy eye, my hair's thinning, I got a little bit of a gut. I'm not as handsome as I think I am. I got a healthy ego. I'm not as rich as I want to be. The list goes on and on of what we feel that we flaw, that what we're inadequate in. And I love people, though. I love hearing their stories. When we dissected out like the sales cycle one time with a coach, and they asked me, what do I enjoy the most? What gives me the most amount of energy? It was that first meeting. Getting to know someone heart to heart, belly to belly, and ask them, as I sit across from them face to face, what's their life like? Tell me their story. And as they start telling me that, I just love hearing their people's stories. Other people love reading. For me, I just love reading people. And so I really enjoy getting to know other people. And so that's really where I come from in the context of a lot of this content, is that I want to be able to just document for you kind of what I'm going through. And so one of the weird things that I knew as a young person is that I wanted to be, in my mind at 14, I thought, hey, if I'm ever in a wheelchair, like I get in a horrible accident and I can't walk, I would leverage that horrible experience to become a motivational speaker. And I thought about that literally this last year, and I was like, why am I waiting for a horrible tragedy to happen, to befall me, in order to be motivating and hopefully inspire others? And so I said, I feel like I kind of have like an average life that everybody else kind of goes through. And so, not anything that's super transformative. And yet that's a story that I want to share with folks, because I think that they can kind of gravitate towards that, because they might not be dealing with, being paralyzed or going through, horrible situations, but we can relate through going through things together. We can relate to feeling inadequate. We can relate to looking at our lives and saying, you know what, I feel like I'm happy that I have some things, but I feel like I want more. And there's other people that can look on themselves and say, hey, as I look at myself personally, I know that I can get more. I know that I can do more. And so this is when, this wasn't me like sitting on the weekend just contemplating things. This was literally just, sometimes I'd be sitting, down watching a football game, and in my back of my mind, I have this, okay, what's my why? Is it embracing new things? Is it being flexible? Is it being perseverance? Is it, wanting to be a leader? Leaving a legacy, positive impact? And that's where, boom, they just married together. Leave a legacy and positive impact.